Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to an episode of Career Mode. Now, I always get asked or told, I suppose, Cal, could you please make the videos longer? And the reason why, I can't upload really long videos is because my internet connection is just so bad. So my apologies for that. But anyways, let's get into it. So I got sent a couple emails, completely spammed with emails, and they were all letting me know that I was, in fact, the new QPR manager. That was actually something I was kind of nervous about. I was a little bit, concerned with the fact that I wouldn't actually be the manager again because I literally failed every target they gave me. I told them that I'd come in 4th place, and I didn't come in 4th place. I came in 5th. They wanted me to win the Euro League. I didn't win the Euro League. They wanted me to go to the final of one of the domestic cups. I didn't go to the final of the domestic cup, and it all went just a little bit haywire, and it was a little bit disappointing, but I did feel as though, I've taken this club really far from what they were not long ago. But with that being said, the very, very, very first offer that comes in for the club is for Luis Muriel for 31 million from Bayern, and I was just like, hell no. Could you imagine what this master is going to be worth in a couple years, if not next season, when he's bagged more goals? And hopefully, I'm really hoping he gets the golden boot again. I believe he finished around the 30 goal marker last season for the Premier League, so I hope he can do exactly the same this season. But at the moment, we're in the flow of the World Cup. The World Cup is what I'm focusing on now, and I actually decided to go ahead and simulate the game against Slovenia again. You guys won't see me simulate many more matches after this because I believe this was just in the group stages, but I do manage to get an early goal, but so do they. In exactly the same minute, in the 6th minute on both teams, they got a goal each. But fortunately for me, France are a really, really solid team in this, and Ribéry and Clichy both pick up a goal each, and we actually go on, I believe, to get another goal sometime. Yeah, Ribéry there. Ribéry is such a fantastic player. Mavumba as well getting a goal, leaving it 4-1, sorry, and 4-1 is a solid result over Slovenia, and I'm really glad we managed to pick up the win, and things seem to be looking good with France. You guys will start to see that I'm actually going to be playing some more with France instead of just simulating the games, because personally, international games don't necessarily interest me that much, especially against the international sides that aren't necessarily that good. But as we start to get into the later stages of the World Cup, you'll start to notice that I start to do a lot, I start to play it a lot more, and it just all gets a little bit more exciting. But speaking of exciting, we do have my favorite part of the entire season, which is transfer window. And there's always offers coming in, offers going out, players coming in, players going out, and it all just seems to be a lot more fun. I find it probably the most fun, like the part of a career mode that I enjoy the most, which is probably transfer window. And I assume it's kind of for everyone, because essentially you can kind of make your dream team, I suppose. A team that you really, really like using, and one that you think you can go places with. But there's Bayern Munich come back because I counter-offered them 60 million, and they were just like, no, we are not paying 60 million. Which, in fairness, is probably very realistic. But Alexander Merkel, they offered 27 million for him, and there was, again, no way I was selling him for 27 million. So I decided to counter-offer for 47, I believe it was. And, I just feel as though if I want to go on and do well, I have to keep my big-name players. I can't just go ahead and sell them. I want to keep them. I mean, I don't mind selling maybe one this transfer window, but any more than one, and it'll just start to really, really weaken the team, and that's not what I want to do. But I had a French game up against Belgium, and the French team is just so good. How about that from a goal from Jeremy Menez? Menez is a quality player. I actually preferred him in FIFA 12, but don't get me wrong, in FIFA 13 he's still a very good player. Cabaye on the ball now. And Cabaye is just a class center midfielder. I'm so glad that you guys let me know in the comments that I should be calling him up, because he is actually a very good player. And Villa there, though, manages to slot it past the keeper. And for me, the two biggest players on the French team have got to be Ribéry, who is just magnificent, and own goal again. What's with own goals for me this season? Like, what is going on? It's just painful. For me, it is Ribéry, sorry, and Lloris. Lloris is a 91 in this game. A 91. Please get him if you're early on in your career mode. Here is the tree at the moment. Here's the tree of the entire thing. I beat 2-1 over Belgium, so I either play, well, I actually play Italy next because they beat Mexico 3-0. But that's the tree of the tournament, and hopefully we can go on and do well. At last, the mystery of the lone players, they are back. I mean, we all were wondering, where did they all go? They were meant to come back last season, but they all decided that QPR was a better looking squad, and Joey Barton is now back from Marseille, back to the squad, and that's fantastic to see. An offer actually comes in for Stefan El Shaarawy for 25.5 million. Again, I'm not willing to sell my top players for that, for the reason that if I want to go on and challenge for a Champions League spot this season and do even better in the Euro League this season, then there's just no chance I can sell my players like that. But unfortunately, Barca come back and say, hell no, we are not paying that for Muriel, or was it Merkel they offered? Anyways, Barcelona and Bayern seem very interested in my players at the moment. They seem to want a bit of the goodness that I have over at QPR. Actually, I believe that was that Wigan there, or no, West Brom, I think it was, wanted to loan out Raheem Sterling. We were looking to loan him a little while back, and it never actually came through, so it was nice to see that Raheem Sterling can finally be loaned out for a little bit. But an offer comes in from Milan for Gaeta. He's my newly signed keeper, and it was just a bit ludicrous, really, the fact that they wanted to sign a keeper that I just recently signed to really beefing up the squad. He's already improved to an overall of 85, which is magnificent. That's really good. So I decided to slap him back with a huge counter offer that I knew they would almost 100% say no to, because there was just no way I was willing to give away my essentially my new first keeper who was looking to really improve, become a great keeper for the squad. So for that reason, I decided to slap him back with a huge counter offer. But actually, Barnet were looking for Clint Hill. I was really looking to sell Clint Hill, so I decided to counter offer for 110,000 there. But I had a game up against Italy, and this was going to be big time. You know, Italy are really going to put me to the test. They're definitely going to be a tough squad to go against. And another offer comes in from Muriel, and it's from Barcelona this time. And again, I just wasn't willing to sell him for a lot, and I decided to slap him back with a 60 million counter offer. And again, it was very unlikely that they'd accept that, because it's just for a player like that who's an 86, I believe he's 23, 24, something like that, still very young, got a lot of improvement to go, so I just wasn't willing to sell him. But here are the two squads going up against each other. France being a very good, very good side, and so as Italy. You know, they got Balotelli, who I rate so highly in this game. But at halftime, it was 0-0. And unfortunately, this game, wow, this game was one hell of a game. You know, it was very much a bit of a stalemate, a battle of the midfield, as you could say. Italy definitely had a few shots on goal. Lloris definitely played a big part in this game. But at full time, it was still 0-0, which meant we had to go into extra time. And obviously, this is the World Cup, so it's knockout stages. You don't have a home and away leg or anything like that. You have one game to turn up, and if you don't turn up, you're out of it. But if you turn up, you can go through. And I mean, it was so tense. I was into extra time with Italy, and I had to bring in some super subs to make sure everyone, there was going to be no newbie error or anything like that to do with the fitness. And it ended up going all the way till penalties. And Italy are strong penalty takers, and oh my god, it was just going to be so tough. And you guys, I decided I'd put in the whole penalty shootout for you all, including the build up to it. There, Lloris, who is going to have to really step up his game if we want to go through. And as you guys, there are the stats for you: 9 shots, 6 on target for me. There is my lineup for the penalty shootout. Everything seemed pretty standard. Nasri there with 83 and 77 finishing, which seemed pretty good. But for the first penalty, there it is. Lloris, the 91 rated keeper, steps up to the mark and saves it. That was huge for the team. Now, it was all down to me and whether I'd throw this or not, but Nasri manages to do a great job of putting it into the side netting there. And one of the things I have to admit, on World Class, it seems that a lot of the players actually like to go down the middle. And again there, the player actually misses it and it comes off the bar. And I was in such a strong position. There was just surely no way of me throwing it, or was there? Benzema there gets saved from the keeper, from the Italian keeper. And I still had a 1 lead on them essentially. But wow, I was really nervous. And he decides to go for the little stutter penalty kick. And it manages to fool my keeper, which was pretty good, to be honest. It's nice to see the CPU doing fun stuff like that, but straight down the middle, which sells the goalkeeper the wrong way. And that was a nice free kick and well taken, and that we're still in the lead here. We're 2-1 in penalties, and they step up, and a fantastic save from Lloris. That was huge. That was really big for the team, and it all came down to this kick from Ben Arfa, whether we would go through or not. And there it is. We actually managed to go through on penalties to Italy, and that was just humongous. As you guys can see, you see what it means to the French team, and that means we could progress through onto the next round of the World Cup, which was massive. Italy standing there a little bit dumbfounded, couldn't believe that they lost in the quarterfinals it was, and now we move on to the semis, and we go up against Portugal, you know, with Ronaldo and things like that. And this is intense, guys. It's really intense, and I really look forward to seeing what we can do in this World Cup. Do we get knocked out in the semis? Do we go all the way to the final? And just can't wait to show you guys what happens. But again, an offer for Gaita at 14 million. Again, I just wasn't willing to sell him. He's just too much of a key asset to my team, and he's too good of a keeper in all honesty. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you all later. Bye bye.